You know, I started selling Chevrolets in 2004, and back then, this store I'm at did not sell that many Silverados. It just wasn't really the market for it here in North Jersey where we are. However, that's changed tremendously over the years, and now we sell a ton of these Chevy Silverados, and they're set up just like this one. You know, a crew cab. It's a 4 full-door truck. It gives you plenty of room for the family, but you have your bed in the back. So if you do any kind of Home Depot runs, any kind of household projects, things like that, landscaping type stuff, you can load up whatever you need in the back, and you have plenty of room for the family up in the front. What I have noticed over the years is that most of these families don't really tow anything, and they don't really haul all that much weight. So you really don't need a huge 5.3 liter engine or a 6.2 liter engine. This one right here is what you're seeing in TV commercials right now. It's an LT All-Star Edition, and it has a 2.7 liter turbo 4-cylinder under the hood. And it's pretty impressive, and we're gonna take it on a test drive today. Now I know what you're thinking. How do you drive a full-size, big, huge, heavy truck like this with just a 4-cylinder under the hood? And I'll tell you how. It's technology. You know, it's a combination of the engine, the transmission, and the rear gears all put together to give you the power you need to move this truck wherever you need it to go. And this truck will tow 6,700 pounds. So if you are the family that has some jet skis or a boat or maybe a small camper or something like that, you can still tow 6,700 pounds with this, which is quite a bit of weight. The crazy thing about this is this 4-cylinder turbo will actually out-accelerate the 5.3 liter V8 to 60. And it does that because it hits its peak torque very fast. Now, torque is what is used to get a vehicle moving, okay? So this vehicle has 348 foot-pounds of torque. And if you look at a tachometer here, this vehicle achieves its torque at about 1,500 RPM. You know, which is very low. So basically, as you start driving, you're already at your peak torque. Which means this truck gets up and goes fast on paper. I'm gonna drive it and we're gonna see how it does in real life. Now, before we go, this truck is an All-Star Edition. It's 4-wheel drive. It's the crew cab with the short bed. It does come with the standard 17-inch bright aluminum painted wheels, and it comes with a whole bunch of other stuff, like the power lock and release tailgate. With the bed, you also have the LED door bed lighting, so that's roof lighting up on the back above the window, and the 2 lights on the inside of the truck, so it lights up pretty much the whole bed. This truck does have the automatic locking differential. What that means essentially is the differential has a mechanical mechanism in it that will lock up to 19 miles an hour. So if you're accelerating out of a parking spot or onto a highway, you're in a little bit of snow and the wheel starts to slip, it's a mechanical lever that's gonna lock those 2 wheels in the back so they can move at the same rate of speed. And by doing that, it's going to help you get out of whatever little mess that you might be in. At 19 miles an hour, it's going to unlock itself and you're back to normal drive. With the trailer and package, you also get our hitch guidance. So you have the backup camera with both guidelines and the straight line right to the hitch, so you can line up to your trailer nice and easy. The vehicle does have keyless entry and start along with remote start, and that pairs up with a theft deterrent system. The front seat is a 40-20-40 split bench. It does have storage in both the armrest and in the seat portion. You have 2 more USB ports in the second row for charging. It gives you rear window defrost. You have a 10-way adjustable power seat, driver seat with lumbar. Your front seats are both heated, driver and passenger. This is really cool. You get the heated steering wheel, which is a fantastic option. The steering wheel is tilting and telescopic, and it's also leather wrapped. So that package costs $2,815, and when you buy that particular package, right on the window sticker, you will see that there's a package discount of $500. So you really get all of those items for $2,300. I already have my heated steering wheel on. It's getting warmed up. I have my heated seat on. That's getting warmed up. This does have dual zone climate, which I may not have mentioned earlier. That does come with the All-Star package. You have your fan speed in the middle and your controls of what vents you want the air to be coming out of. I actually like this a lot, that in the Chevys now you can run climate through all 3 vents, the floor, the dashboard, and the front windshield. Of course, like most times, the truck just came in, we are on low fuel, so I may stop and put some fuel in it. This is our driver information center here in the middle. Now you have controls here on the steering wheel in which you can control left, right, and then you use the wheel to go up and down. Right now we're showing low fuel with a speedometer at 0 because we're not moving. If I go to the right one, these are our information pages. So you start with a speedometer, you have your trip 1 and your trip 2. To reset, you're basically just gonna press and hold the center button, and that's gonna reset whatever page you're on. Fuel range is on low, oil life's at 100%, tire pressures are at 38 all around. We have air filter life, which is okay, brake pad life, which is okay. We have fuel economy averages, this is best scores, things like that. A timer, engine hours, transmission fluid. This is cool, grade tilt indicator, so if you did any kind of off-roading or 4x4, you could see what percentage of grade you're on, left, right, forward, and back. One thing I will say about this wheel is very sensitive. So as you skip through these pages, it's very easy to just kind of skip over one by turning it a little too much. I think if this was a little bit of a tighter click between the wheel, or if you actually were able to use the arrow buttons, if that were buttons instead of the wheel, that might be a little improvement there. But the information's there, it gets you what you need. I'm sure, like anything, you'd get used to it. We have cruise control on this side here. Standard controls, windows, mirrors, lock and unlock, super easy. Headlights are automatic, they go on off by themselves, no worries there. Bed light in the back, and then you have your 4-wheel drive controls, which it will show us on the very bottom of that screen as well. Auto stop start, you can turn on or off in this vehicle. You do have a button for your power tailgate, your hazards if you have to pull over or double park, stability control or traction control, and then this is pretty cool. This is one button. You press that one button, it's going to drop all 4 windows at the same time, which will make it nice and easy to air out the vehicle. You cannot put them back up with that. You have to put them up with your normal switches here. I'm going to pull all 4 of those at once and not let the cold air in. So, all right, let's do it. Normal column shift in the Chevy. You do go to drive. If you go to L for low, you can tap through the gears yourself with these buttons here. This is a 8-speed transmission in this vehicle. Let me just run in here and grab the gas card. I'm going to stop at the station and put some fuel in so we don't run out. Visibility is actually very good in this, in my opinion. There's Chevrolet has lowered the mirrors and they put them off the side of the truck, the side of the door, which normally they were up in this section here. I think that actually gives you a little bit better visibility. And then of course, when you look around, you have a really big greenhouse, if you will, of windows. So visibility is not a concern in this. Plus, being in the truck, you're elevated higher than most vehicles around you, which also helps. Our normal test drive takes us down this road. It's pretty bumpy. It gives you a good feel, a good suspension test. A couple of potholes. This truck handles very well. It's very quiet. Nice big mirrors on both sides, which give you plenty of side visibility. The 8-speed shifts super smooth. You can kind of feel it immediately going through the gears. Now I'm just driving this normally. I'm doing 40 miles an hour right now. I haven't really gotten the throttle at all to kind of test out for power or anything like that. And what I like about this truck and this engine is that most of my clients will probably drive this, or I could have them drive this model and they probably wouldn't even realize that it was a 4-cylinder, because it doesn't feel like it. When you drive it normal and you just drive like you would every day up little hills like this, I mean, the thing has plenty of torque and acceleration right off the line. Now you really don't notice what you're in. Now I think when you put it to the test side by side with the big 8-cylinder, it may you may see the difference. In my opinion, you do hear it a little bit. You kind of hear a little bit of a engine noise, or I don't know if it's more of an engine or an exhaust. Auto stop just kicked on, so we are technically no engine running right now. As soon as you let go of the brake, you're back on. You know, a lot of people talk about the auto stop technology like it's a bad thing because it goes on and off and on and off, and I think a lot of people just complain about it because it's something that's new. It doesn't bother me. Right now we're sitting here and the engine's off. We're not using fuel, we're not polluting, nothing like that. I don't look at it as a bad thing. It's so subtle that you don't even really notice. Gonna drop about $10 worth of regular in this. Right now, fuel here in North Jersey, $2.29 per gallon is what you pay for regular. Now that's cash. If you were to charge it, they charge more for credit here, which would be $2.43 for regular. What do you pay for fuel where you're from? What state are you from, and how much is currently fuel where you are? I tell you what, you would never know this was not a V8 engine if you didn't know before driving it. You know, the only thing that would give it away is maybe the noise. It's a little louder than the V8 would be, or the V8 is, and probably just because it's a smaller engine, it's screaming a little bit louder. But with the transmission shifting as fast as it does, the turbo spooling up, this truck has all the power you really need. You hear a slight turbo spool or a little bit of a turbo whine as you're accelerating. Very minimal. I'm listening for it because I want to see if I can hear it. We're cruising at 60 miles an hour. We're at about 1400 RPM. I'm impressed. I'm truly impressed. This is the first 4-cylinder Silverado that we have. And I'm impressed. Right now we're in auto stop. I'm gonna do a little test here. When this light turns green, let's see how fast this starts, if there's any kind of delay. I'm on the brake, light's about to turn green. We're gonna go out of auto stop. There's virtually no delay. You know, as soon as you let go to brake, you kind of hear the car start up, or the truck start up, I should say. And by the time you get to the gas pedal, you are on the way. You're on your way. You're accelerating. If you haven't driven these new Silverados, this new body 2019, I highly recommend you stop at your local dealer and check them out. They are fantastic trucks. They handle great. They ride great. They really, they got a lot of power. You know, I drove the Trail Boss in a previous video and I was really impressed with the 5.3 V8 and talking about how it's a lot lighter. That's another thing. They shaved about 450 pounds of weight off this truck compared to the last generation. So you combine that as well, again, with a 4-cylinder turbo, an 8-speed automatic, and a 342 rear gear. This truck really has all the power you need as long as you're not doing any kind of heavy towing or anything like that. And again, it can still tow 6,700 pounds. 6,700 pounds is a lot of weight. Most of my clients, if they tow anything, it's less than 5, you know? So this truck is more than capable to do what the majority of people need to do with a pickup truck. What's also nice about this as I'm driving it is the instant you put any kind of input into the throttle, you can sort of feel immediately it's looking for a gear. It has a gear, you know? So that 8-speed shifting so fast and adjusting so quickly that you know, you don't have there's no lag. And I think a lot of that has to do, like we talked earlier, where we're reaching our peak torque at 1500 RPMs. So when the truck's at 60 miles an hour at 1500 RPM, you're really at peak torque. The minute you hit the throttle and accelerate a little bit, you get that acceleration, you can move forward. This immediately is in the proper gear. You know, so you can look at the tachometer. As I hit it just a little bit, it's immediately right there in the gear. With very little amount of throttle, it just moves that gear one and gets you set up for accelerating. All right, so let's see some passing. Guys, listen, I'm surprised. You know, I'm a V8 kind of guy. I had 2 Corvettes. I had a Trailblazer SS. I like power, but I tell you what, this truck, for what most people do, this is more than enough. You don't have to spend the extra money for the 8-cylinder. Around town, highways, moving the family around, going to Home Depot. This is the perfect truck. This is really all you need. We are now back at the dealership. I'm gonna slip this into the spot right here on the end, next to that other Silverado. Thank you for coming along on the ride. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe you gained a little piece of information. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them all. And again, if you're in the area of North Jersey, I am at Schumacher Chevrolet of Livingston. I'd be more than happy to help you out, so please come on down and you know, reach out to me either through here or through Facebook or Instagram at Dave B. Sells Chevy. Have a great day.